Yes, the title is real. No, we don't clickbait over here, and it might it might be hard to believe that situations like this really go down. But if you've been here for a while, bro, y'all know we take a look at the craziest of crazy. This is one of those titles where it's really unbelievable until I sit here and really break the story down and tell y'all exactly how this happened. Just like the last one, bro. If y'all didn't see my last video, she was a 22-year-old who literally a pregnant mom in front of her daughter and her man 14 times over a $2 pizza tip. And yes, that is real. That literally just happened yesterday. Today, here's what we're dealing with. Please listen to this. A 21-year-old pregnant woman is shot and killed. And not only that, her body is supposedly dumped with a load of cash on top of it after she tried to rob somebody. And from what I'm seeing so far, sounds like that somebody is a drug lord, somebody who's involved in shit they're not supposed to be involved in, meaning life is cheap to them, and the dumbest thing you can do is to try to rob somebody like that. With that being said, I got y'all with the news coverage, the story, and the full context, which I'm gonna break down here in a second after we watch this news coverage. Let's run it, bro. It is wicked out here.
Breaking news of a pregnant woman shot and killed. Very bizarre circumstances and a horrific crime scene. The killer left behind hundreds of dollars in cash on the body. Let's get right to CBS 2's Jermont Terry live.
Y'all see what I mean? This is in Chicago, by the way. When I say she robbed somebody that she should not have tried to rob, I'm talking about somebody that is running things, bro. Somebody that is a part of a gang and is moving weight, if y'all get what I'm trying to say.
Police headquarters for us tonight. Jermont.
Joe, as detectives work to find out who shot, then dumped this woman's body on the street, the family and friends of this 21-year-old are distraught, not just by how she died, but they say this person also killed her unborn child. Chicago police roped off the intersection of Laramie and Montana. They were called to the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood for shots fired. Officers arrived to find a woman bleeding in the crosswalk.
My heart is broken in pieces.
Family and close friends identified the woman.
Now, we're going to get to the story here in a second, like I said, and I'm going to break it down fully. But so far, I'm not hearing anybody else. I'm only hearing two people, her and the person that shot her. Meaning, so far, it seems like she tried to rob this man solo. If so, a pregnant woman is not threatening at all, especially if she's over here trying to rob a grown-ass man who's, like I said, bro, supposedly involved in shit they're not supposed to be involved in. I don't understand the outcome she was looking for, but we'll get to the whole story here in a second. It's just, so far, it seems like she tried to really pull this off solo while pregnant.
As 21-year-old Genesis Escobar.
She was also 7 months pregnant with a baby girl.
Iris Alvarez tells me Escobar came to visit Alvarez's daughter at this building around 1 Monday afternoon.
She texted my daughter and told my daughter, please help me, I'm in trouble. But my daughter was sleeping.
She and her daughter were awakened by 4 gunshots.
Looked out the window and seen that the vehicle, someone opened the driver door, walked around the vehicle, pulled the body out and threw it on the floor and drove off.
But before dumping the woman on the ground, witnesses say the driver pulled out cash.
They threw a bunch of money on top of her.
What does that represent in your opinion?
I don't know if she was into some kind of trouble.
When Alvarez's daughter rushed down,
now we know, hold on, we know in hindsight, right? And like I said, I'm gonna give you all the full context. She tried to rob somebody. It just sounds disrespectful to throw cash on somebody that you just smoked, man. That it's more of like a, here's the money. This shit doesn't matter to me either. It's as worth, I don't know. It just sounds disrespectful, bro. It really does. Y'all can let me know what y'all think throwing money on. What do y'all think it means?
Her best friend gasping for air. Crews rushed Escobar to the ER.
When we got to the hospital, unfortunately, the baby was not able to be saved.
Friends say Escobar was looking forward to being a first-time mother. Family and friends can't understand why anyone would shoot a pregnant woman.
I mean, if she's trying to rob people, she can get hurt. It's not that difficult to understand. Is it tragic that an unborn baby was lost? Of course. Is it tragic that a 21-year-old girl lost her life? Of course. Regardless of what she was involved in, bro, it's not too difficult to say, may God have mercy on her soul. So this is a tragic situation. But if you try to rob people, add on top of that, somebody who is already up to no good, like a drug lord, bro, somebody who's over, then it's very easy to understand how you can get ended by doing that or trying to do that.
I don't care how much trouble you're in. I feel that for a person to do that to someone doesn't have a heart.
Did y'all hear a single time in that entire news coverage of her trying to rob the person? Did y'all hear that even mentioned once? Not even once. They emphasized and focused on the sad part, the extremely tragic part of the story, which is a 21-year-old pregnant girl lost her life. Is that sad? Of course. But I didn't hear it once to where they mentioned while trying to rob people. Let me get y'all the story. And I haven't even seen this part yet myself, so I'm as intrigued as y'all. So sit back, here we go. A 21-year-old woman is dead after being shot while trying to rob people inside a car in Belmont Cragin neighborhood Monday afternoon. Chicago police said that the woman entered the vehicle in the 5200 block of West Montana Street at Laramie Avenue around 1 p.m. in a robbery attempt. She was inside of a car when she was shot in the shoulder, back, and hand. The video shows the woman was then thrown into the intersection. People then came to help her before the police arrived. She was taken to the medical center where she was pronounced dead. And like I said, she was 7 months pregnant. Chicago police roped off the intersection of Laramie and Montana after the shooting. My heart is broken in pieces, said Iris Alvarez. She was 7 months pregnant with a baby girl. Iris Alvarez said Escobar came to visit Alvarez's daughter around 1 p.m. She texted my daughter and told my daughter, please help me, I am in trouble. But my daughter was sleeping. Her and her daughter were awoken by 4 gunshots. When they checked to see what was going on, they were stunned. Listen to this part. They looked out the window and seen that the vehicle, someone opened the driver door, walked around the vehicle, pulled her body off, and drove off. Before dumping the woman on the ground, witnesses said the driver pulled out cash, then threw a bunch of cash on top of her. The news reporter in this case asked her what does this cash represent? Throwing cash on her body, what does that represent? She responded, I don't know if she was into some kind of trouble. Those words right there aided the story that I was telling y'all about, that she tried to do this to somebody who's involved in a gang and is moving stuff they're not supposed to, and that's why they had so much cash on them, to the point where they literally threw a bunch on her body to symbolize, here's the money that you were trying to rob me for. I don't even care about it. It's worth as much to me as you, as harsh as that is to say. But as y'all can see, even the people in this story, the close ones to her, basically are hinting towards the same thing. When Alvarez's daughter rushed downstairs, she discovered her best friend gasping for air. When we went to the hospital, unfortunately, the baby was not able to be saved and she passed away, which is the saddest part about this story, because that baby did nothing wrong. The baby wasn't trying to rob people. The baby wasn't even born, didn't even, so that's the saddest part to me, is that a life was lost when it did nothing wrong, when it wasn't involved in the situations its mother was involved in, bro. The mother, you can say whatever you want to say, because at the end of the day, she was allegedly trying to rob people, right? If you try to rob people, you're gonna get hurt. But the baby is different, man. That's the saddest part about the story. Finishing sentence says that she was looking forward to being a first-time mother. I don't care how much trouble you're in. I feel for that person to do that to someone. They don't have a heart. And I agree. But guess what? When you try to rob somebody that's involved in that kind of life, or maybe she was involved in that kind of life as well, and that's why it is spiraled out of control, right? But yeah, I agree. For somebody to smoke a pregnant woman, they have no heart. But that's also what it takes to be moving weight and things are actively harming and destroying people's lives. And you're a part of, you know, you have to have no heart. You have to be cold hearted. You gotta shut your emotions down, because if you start letting your emotions, you know, if you let them exist, if you don't shut your heart down, and if you have a human soul, then your conscience is not gonna let you do the shit that you're up to. Your conscience, your heart is not gonna let you sell shit that you're not supposed to other people, knowing that that stuff is going to actively get them addicted and possibly ruin their life or take their life, and it's just not good. You have to shut your heart down and consciousness to be involved in that kind of life. And for you to sit here and try to rob somebody like that, I mean, I don't know what else is expected. That is exactly the kind of person that would do something like this. And tragic situation, right? But the circumstances do make sense. The circumstances are easy to understand. Is it sad? Yeah. Let me see if I have any more details, because it seems like a lot of these cases with Chicago, and I've seen this beforehand now in some of the videos I made for y'all in the past. With Chicago, they don't really, I feel like, I don't know, they don't look into things as much, bro. A lot of unsolved cases, especially if you live in a poorer area. In some cases, they don't tend to give as many details as they should, and they don't tend to try to close the case, bro. Because from what I'm seeing, no one has been caught for this. And this happened a year ago. You would think somebody would have gotten caught for something so heinous, right? But nah, this is a cold case. Yeah, from what I'm seeing so far, y'all, this shit has not been solved. No one has been caught. It's a cold case. It's in Chicago. I'm not sure if this is the south side, but y'all know how infamous Chicago is, especially the poor area of it, the ghettos, bro. Y'all know, I mean, I don't have to mention the stories, even if you're not involved, bro. Even if you don't keep up with violence, and y'all know the story of, for example, Vaughn, bro. Like, we know there's people out here that are killing people, and you also know that the cases often go cold. This is a prime example of that. I don't know if this is gonna get an update. If so, I'll let y'all know. Sad story, crazy circumstances. Let me know what y'all think about this. I am as intrigued and as taken back and as shocked as y'all. I promise y'all, when I bring y'all these videos, right? It just puts into perspective how crazy the world is that we live in, and that if you don't protect yourself, and if you don't got a survival instinct, and if you get involved in certain things, it is hard to go that route for long without getting hurt, without getting in trouble. So it's just not worth it, man. I don't feel like giving y'all a lesson today. Y'all already know. Let me know what y'all think about this. If you made it to this point, run the likes up, press the button. It does help out a lot. Also, join the Patreon. Like I said, I'm about to be very, very active on there. Hey, I drop these videos for y'all every day. So on the Patreon, I'm about to be very consistent as well. It's not going to be daily, but we are going to be active on there. And if you don't know what the Patreon is, it's the best way to support the channel. Y'all know I don't do no sponsorships or none of that, even though I have gotten a lot of offers, bro. I ain't going to sit here and promote no trash to y'all. And this platform is soft, so some of the content that I give y'all, they demonetize and mess with. So the Patreon is the best way to literally be a part of the come up and to support me. And what you get on there is uncensored content that's basically 10 times crazier than anything I could bring y'all on YouTube. Because on Patreon, you don't really got to follow these soft ass rules of blurring and censoring everything. So yeah, you get exclusive content and you support your boy. So that will be linked in the description. I appreciate everybody that's on there, and I'll see y'all soon on here and on there. I'm out.